by Dallas, make it hurt.
Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome once again to the one and the only, the Big Time Show podcast, Big Time Show, right here, being seen live right now on the NGBN TV network. It is being seen and heard live as we speak right now on the Facebook page and YouTube page of the Big Time Show, being seen live now on Twitch and Twitter, and live right now, presently speaking on Instagram as we speak. What is going on today? I'm extremely happy to hang out with you today, even if it's for a little while. Hope that you're having a great Saturday. Hope that you are being productive in whatever it is that you are doing. I don't know. I might need to challenge that. I don't want to say be productive in whatever you're doing, because some of y'all might be doing the wrong thing. So let me stop. Let me don't say that. Listen, what's going on, everybody? If you don't mind, go ahead and share on your pages if you can. It would be nice if you would help your boy out with that. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing. I'll speak to everyone in just a second that's coming in. It's just good to be here to do this thing again. Man, I be having so much fun doing this stuff. I do this, for the fun of it, which I am. But fortunately for me, I've been doing it so long. You know what I'm saying? Most of my pages have been monetized, and it's turned into something else. And I'd appreciate that and glad to do it. But man, just to interact with you guys, keep me going, because I'd be interested to see what in the world are y'all thinking about. What are y'all saying? What are y'all feeling about Cowboy Nation? What do you think are the I guess the solutions to the multiple problems that we are having in Dallas Cowboy land? And I just be interested just to see, not for argument of sake. I just want to see how your mind is working, because, as you know, we are getting extremely close to the NFL draft. I haven't talked about the draft, too detailed, because I get disappointed every week, it seems, with more negative, at least from my standpoint, Cowboy news. And so I haven't really just honed in on the draft like I done in years past. I've been just, be honest with you, just trying to get through this rehab is what I've been saying. Good rehab session for for the Cowboys. That's what I'm thinking. It's just rehab. Yeah, it's a little bit too dry. Me that once I get my music on, I'm ready to rock a little bit. So let me turn it down because y'all be saying you too loud. You too loud. You know, get your shoulders moving. You know, get it going a little bit. Yeah. So I haven't honed in on the draft like I usually do, but it's not too late because this is what the Cowboys supposedly do best, and that is draft. So we might as well talk about it, man. We might as well just start talking about it. I'm sorry it took this long for me to come on in and get crunk with it, but Cowboys irritate me, man. So, uh, and I really don't have any real negative news to talk about today. So I said, okay, well, I might as well talk about the draft. I have been keeping up with it, but I really don't want to talk about it. Let me speak to everybody that I see. Joe, what's going on? Rubio from the Rubio Method. My brother on the NGBN.TV network. His great show there, the Rubio Method. He's in the building. What's up? Al Logan, how you doing, sir? It's Ty in the building. Lee, what's going on? Ahmad, what's up? See you. Rubio says, has there ever been a player on the Cowboys that you just despised, even though they were on your team? Yes. I did not like Greg Hardy on the team. Never liked Greg Hardy. Cheered for him because he was a Cowboy, but I really didn't like him as a player, and I definitely did not like him personally. That was the truth about Greg Hardy. That's really the only one that I can think of, just off the top of my head. Really didn't like him at all. Yeah. Let me see what else. Joe says, yeah, Steve. I ain't got no choice, man. Yeah. Oh my God, Ahmad from Mississippi, right down the street. And I live here in Memphis, man. I live right here in Memphis. Ahmad, what part of Mississippi are you in? You about probably the only one that's close to me. Let me know that. Let me know what city you're in. You close to me, man. I'm right here in Memphis. At least I think you are. Let me put it that way. Joe, you said something. Oh, okay. You say you just waiting for the draft to see what Jerry Jones will do. Well, let's get that together. All right. Let us play GM. And I haven't done it with you guys, so I really don't know what a lot of you guys think. Oh man, I got the whole state. Everybody, okay, since y'all going that route, let me ask everybody, where are you watching me from? Okay, I got Kentucky in the house. Texas City, Texas. So nice they had to name it twice. Texas City, Texas. Okay, Amar said you in Bay Springs, Mississippi. No, we ain't all in, Mr. Burns. No, sir. We are not. We're all in on the draft. That's what we do best. That's what we do best. So yeah, we're all in for the draft. They really have been extremely quiet. They really, of course, have not been active. In the off season, obviously. Not to the level that we thought. We signed some of our own guys, of course, back, Jordan Lewis, and they did sign Eric Kendricks from the Chargers. But other than that, really no major moves. It's going to be kind of crazy. Let me say this to you. Let me go because I think I just got the news off the NGBN.TV network. Listen, if you've been with me for the last 3 years since I've been doing this, I have never done the NFL draft. It's just too long. It's too crazy And then I'm really not interested in everybody else. I'm only interested in the Cowboys. However, this year, I think I came up with an idea since the NGBN.TV network is new. I came up with an idea, and pretty much I think everybody kind of agreed with it. Since we went to the Super Bowl and we covered the Super Bowl, I think common sense ought to be for all the sports division. We have different divisions in the NGBN.TV network. One of them is the sports division. And of course, quite naturally, I have a lot of football guys that like football, like all of us do. So for the NFL draft for the first round, the NGBN.TV network will be covering the NFL draft. I will be there. I'm gonna be on there for the whole 2-3 hours. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna try it, and then of course, since the Cowboys are drafting at 24, obviously it's gonna be a little bit later. But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun if you're watching. Maybe you have a team that you're interested in. Why don't you come hang with us at the NGBN.TV network for the NFL draft? Come on, hang with us. I'll be there, and you'll get to meet a lot of the other guys that cover football. I think you ought to be very, very, very interested. I will be on my foolish behavior that night. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be in rare form that night. Uh, you'll get all the live reactions, of course. As every team goes. The draft is wild. It's going to be. It's going to be some surprises that go on. So why don't you come hang with me that night? And we're gonna have some fun. All right. Come on, hang with me. I know there's a whole lot of other people gonna be doing it, but why don't you just pop in on me and let's see how I'm doing over here, and we can do it. All right. All right. That ain't why y'all came. I know why you're here. Let's go ahead and talk real quick. Let's talk. All right. This is the time when the Cowboys do their best. The draft. They get excited about it. They love their picks. They love holding on to their picks. They rarely trade away picks. They rarely do anything different. You know that by now. We've seen it. And generally speaking, the Cowboys do quite well in the draft. A lot of guys that they have gotten. Hey, Tim Miller from West Virginia, I see you. A lot of Pro Bowl players, and it don't take some of these guys long. Few All Pros, of course. It don't take them long to become that. The Cowboys have done well. Will McClay has done a great job over the years, and his scouting department. I don't think it's too much, negativity could really be brought up about the Cowboys when it comes to the draft. We did not do well, in my view, last year. We did not. Whether that's because of injury or players just not what they were projected to be. People like Mozzie, who I think is going to be just fine. It's just that he was drafted in the first round. And of course, when you have, when you get drafted in the first round, you have expectations. And certainly Mozzie did not meet up with the expectations. Doesn't mean he's trash. It doesn't mean he's not good. Doesn't mean that he can't turn into a real good player. It just last year he didn't. Didn't adjust well from Michigan to the NFL. Gained weight, lost weight. Not real impact. It is exactly. Mr. Logan Overshown, of course, who got hurt. We were depending on. Got hurt in the preseason. Missed the whole year with ACL. So next year really will, be his real, his rookie year playing. He did not play last year at all. So it was disappointing whether it was by play or by injury. It's it's a little shaky last year. But because of what has happened coming off another 12-5 season and coming off another playoff disappointment, and as many yeah, exactly. I ain't gonna say trash. It's just that the Cowboys did a feel good, and Al Logan just brought up Deuce Vaughn, who I feel was just a feel good story. They drafted him because his father is a scout there. Um, really couldn't find a place for him. He's too small, to be honest with you. Got loaded with heart. He does have skill set. It just, in my view, you could never put him on the field because he's just, he can't block. That's for sure. So that eliminates him from third down because he's just too small. They'll run over him. Um, when you start talking about him running, no, people can't see him, but if they put their hands on him, these big guys, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna fall. If he gets to the outside, if you run the screen pass, stuff like that, no linebacker can guard him, if he coming out the backfield. So he does have just a small advantage. He can do kickoff returns, but we already had that covered with Turpin. So it just really wasn't a spot for him unless somebody got hurt. So I just felt like that was a wasted pick, to be honest with you. Like Deuce, but we could have done better there. So, uh, we figured that because we were so close, all the Pro Bowlers, all the All Pros, the way most of us thought is, look, all we need is just a piece here and a piece there, and then let's go play football. Let's go play. All we need is just a piece here, a piece there. We can run it back. Mike can get over the hump because we got a real solid core group of people here. We have some great starters. We have great depth. We had it all. But then, of course, this offseason came, and you saw it just like I saw it. All the depth pretty much is gone. All of the a couple star players are gone. We lost our running back. We lost linemen. You know what I'm saying? So we lost a lot of depth on the defensive end. And so now that the only way you're going to replenish all of this is simply because the Cowboys, of course, do not get active in free agency. Obviously, we know that by now. The only way that you're going to get better, at least according to the Cowboys, is the draft. So they're there to go answer the question, I believe, of Mr. Burns. Common sense would tell me that they are all in on the draft this year. And to be honest with you, what choice do we have? What other choice do they have but to be all in on the draft, because free agency won't be touched until after the draft. That's how the Cowboys do it. We'll get active in free agency once the draft ends. And then we'll start signing, as I love to say, these bargain shopping free agents, like we always do. We'll load up on them. That's coming. Even if it's just, it has to come because the Cowboys have to have 90 players on the team during training camp and the preseason. The last cut happens on the 4th preseason game of the year. So we got to have camp bodies. We got to do all this. This is where the free agents will come from. And that's just the way the Cowboys do business. We don't like it, but that's the way they do it. So it's predictable what we're seeing right now. So since it's the draft, since they didn't do anything in free agency, and depending on where you stand in your assessment of the Cowboys, I've come to the conclusion I think we're in a slick rebuild. That's what I'm thinking. Most of you have come along the side of thinking the way I'm thinking. Some Cowboy fans really still believe we're still that team that can win 10 to 12 games, 12 games and keep moving. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just the way some Cowboy fans think. I'm not even going to argue with it. I'm just going to let it happen. I see you over there in Instagram said, and I see DI63 Diva. I believe that's what's going on. Hello to you too, over there in Instagram. Hey, so I'm at the belief that even if Dak Prescott leaves and you don't sign CD and you don't some kind of way sign Parsons, this draft here actually could be the beginning of the real total rebuild. That's the way that I'm looking at it. I personally don't think Dak will be with us next year. I don't. He fooled me if he did, but I'm looking at it as if he won't be there. If that's the way it's going to be, we're talking rebuild. Even if you like Trey Lance or whoever, if you like Trey Lance, you have to rebuild for Trey Lance. So everything that you're doing now really is for him. So the way that you're going to attack it, see, contrary to what everybody be talking about, the Dallas Cowboys front office they already know what they're going to do. We just don't know it. They already knew that at a certain particular time they were not going to reconstruct Dak or give him his extension. I'm sorry. They already knew that. That's why we're here where we are. They already knew that they were not, and there's reports that they just haven't started talking to CD yet. They already knew they weren't going to do it. They already knew they weren't going to try to do Parsons yet. They already know it. And I'm going to say that they already know what they want to do with that. Or most importantly, what they don't want to do with that. So that's why I'm saying this draft here really, is it really for this window, or is it for the next few years windows? So I really believe this. This is just me. I could be dead wrong. They could extend Dak tonight. And I had to come on here and say I was wrong. And I don't mind doing it. But as of right now, their actions are showing me that they really don't want to commit to that for an extended period of time, and most importantly, have to pay him that type of money. So I really do believe that this draft has something to do with the next 2 to 3 years. I believe that this is the foundation for what's coming up next, not now, but what's coming up next. So on that note, then you have to go to the characteristics of the Dallas Cowboys front office, mainly Stephen Jones. He's cheap. He's cheap. It's not that's really all I need to say. He's cheap, and he believes in the philosophy of getting all you can get out of your players while they're in their rookie contracts. Because on the second contract, you got to pay them. So it behooves the Cowboys to hit on the draft so that they can get all they can get out of them in these, depending on the position now, and depending on where you drafted, of course. However X many of years that you have on your contract and on your rookie deal, you're trying to hit hard and quick, and that's what I believe the Cowboys are going to do. That's why I believe they will do well in the draft this year, because this is the philosophy of building a football team. This is their time. This is where Will McClay shined. You want to give credit to Steven? Okay, this is where Steven shined. But this is where they really do well. So I believe that the draft this year is extremely important. So based off of that, it's time for you guys to put your GM hat on. I know who some of the players are, but what I want to know is, and I believe there's something that we have to pay attention on, and I believe this will dictate the entire draft. This is what I really do believe. See, it's kind of hard. You can have your draft board together, and you can know what kind of uh, you know what the holes are. And with the Cowboys, there's so many holes out there because we lost so many people in key positions that the depth is shot. So wherever we draft, it's not a deficiency. It's really not because you need the whole field. We got holes on the offensive line. We got holes as far as I'm concerned, in the running back position. I believe we can also get another receiver. We've lost on the defensive line. We still need defensive tackle. We definitely need linebackers. I think the secondary is pretty legit, especially with Diggs coming back. Bland, of course, coming off an All-Pro year. Safety room is good. However, let me throw this in, because of the depth being so light, we're really only one injury away from really being in trouble. For instance, if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, we're in trouble. Won't be no 10 wins this year. That's because they haven't really addressed another wide receiver in, and I mean, I'm serious. We only one real injury away because the depth really is not there. For real. It's really not. The running back, look at the running back room. Rico stays hurt. Deuce is too small. Hunter Lemke is still unproven. Malik Davis has been in the doghouse for the last 2-3 years. I mean, the running back room is shot. I mean, we don't have really nothing out there. Not for me to say, hey, let's go play football. You'll have Dak Prescott with the running back room we got. You'll have Dak Prescott throwing the ball 50 times a game next year. It ain't no question about that. And please don't tell me nothing about Ezekiel Elliott. Please don't. That's not gonna say it'll make the running back room better. I'll give you that. But it ain't. I mean, really, what you saying if you're talking about Ezekiel Elliott? So we got holes everywhere. So it's not bad whichever way we go, to be honest with you. You ain't taking no running back in the first round. I know that. But everywhere else, you can go with it. So, hey, Al Logan, I'm coming to that. I like the last statement there. For those of you that done mock drafts like I have, if you notice, this right here is what I've seen the most. If you coming in the second round, Keon Coleman from Florida State, the great wide receiver, has been sitting right there in the second round. I snagged him up every time. He's just right there. And then Trey Benson is there in the third round. At least every time I see it, that's about where he's going to fall. I pick both of them up. I'm serious. They be right there. Now, of course, that's what we do on the fantasy draft. But, this is where they're projected to be. You know what I'm saying? So I love that right there. I'd be so happy we get both of them, Al. No doubt about it. I would look, I'm good. You give me those two are potential day one starters. We ready to roll. But here's the key, y'all. Let me get to this. Here, in my view, is the key to the draft, because depending on what the Cowboys do, it will kind of tell you what direction they will be going in the draft. So I didn't know this on Twitter. I did not know that Brock Hoffman, the projected supposed starting center this year for the Cowboys, has a podcast. I didn't know that. I didn't know it until yesterday. And of course, I subscribed to it. I did not know that he had a podcast. And I'm all in favor of guys. Well, they have a right to have their voice. And I agree with you, Steve. This is the reason why, Steve, perfect, man. You in my notes. Steve said the first 3 picks should be starters. Exactly. Your first, second, third round should be starters. And if they're not starters, they're heavy in the rotation. I'm in full agreement with Steve said here. And that's where I want to go with it. Because on that podcast that Brock Hoffman had, he had Tyler Smith on there. Some of you guys have already seen it. But what Tyler Smith said in there, I said it was like the old cartoon when the light bulb go across, on the top of your head. I looked at it, and just in case you didn't see it, I want to share this with you, but not because of what he said. I think this kind of formulates what the draft is going to be, at least with the first round pick. This is what Tyler Smith said. I want y'all to see this. Tyler Smith on the 8th Round podcast with Brock Hoffman answering a fan question about his preference to play tackle or guard this season. Smith's willingness to play wherever speaks volume of his character, whatever. He said this: I'm coming off a really good year at guard. I'm feeling real comfortable at guard. I kind of like how the continuity is right now. Like you already prefaced this, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, y'all, and I'm able to do whatever it takes. So we'll see what the future holds, Obviously, stay ready for anything, but for right now, I'm the starting left guard of the Dallas Cowboys, y'all. Now, based off what you just heard, it sounds like to me that Tyler Smith is putting his bid in for him to stay at left guard. And why not? He was voted All-Pro this year from the left guard position. He made his Pro Bowl this year from the left guard position. He was dominant from the left guard position. He was first team All-Pro, if I'm not mistaken, from the left guard position. Why would he move? I understand we drafted him to be the successor to Tyler Smith, but Tyron Smith didn't retire, didn't leave until now, but he's developed himself to be the man at guard. He's young. He got a long way to go, God willing, and he's going to be All-Pro wherever. He wants to stay at guard. So for today's show, I'm going to come from that standpoint, okay? Let's just say Tyler Smith stays at left guard. Then that is obvious to me where we're going with the first round pick. Wouldn't you agree? Your first round pick, from my view, is going to be either strictly left tackle or a guy or a tackle that can play both sides. And the reason why I'm saying both sides is because, kind of like the kid Mims from Georgia, who everybody likes, but he plays right tackle. Well, I believe they're going to stay with Steele, Terrence Steele. He's never played left tackle, okay? So I don't think Mims is the guy. I don't care how good he is. You don't want to be experimenting with a guy who's never played left tackle. Put him out there at left tackle and let him play blind side for your quarterback. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's other guys that are there that can play both sides. Those are the guys, exactly. You're talking about Guyton, Al Logan, from Oklahoma. He's more than Mims to me because he can play both sides. If you're dedicated with keeping Tyler Smith at left guard, then it's obvious to me then, because at first I was saying that we can actually go two different ways with the first round pick. I was saying we can go left tackle or we can go center. That's what I was saying. But if Tyler Smith stays at guard, well, let's go the other way. let's say for instance that Tyler Smith goes to left tackle. All right. If he goes to left tackle, then the question becomes, are you all in, as y'all like to say, on TJ Bass being the left guard? And if you are, then that tells me that your first round pick will be a center. I think that's the obvious to me. Now, this is Dallas Cowboys, so whatever you think is obvious sometimes turns the other way. See, this is me. I love the kid, the center from Oregon, Johnson. I love him. I almost want to draft him regardless. That's how much I like him. I'm serious. I love him. He got a mean streak, and he gets to the second level, and he punishes people. He is a mauler. He is finesse. He does not give up sacks. He's big. He's nimble. Look, that's the guy I want. I'm almost saying I want him regardless. And if you get him, then I don't have no problem with Tyler Smith moving to left tackle and putting Bass at left guard and give me that kid from Oregon as a center and let's go play football. Let me clap myself for that. Yeah. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. See, I'm perfectly good. Well, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I'm telling you, I done watched them. I watched the film. The kid from Oregon is legit. I'm already predicting all pro type dude. I ain't saying his rookie year, but I can see it. He is ready. That I consider that a concrete type pick. The left tackle position. If you keep Smith at guard, we just rolling the dice. The kid from Oklahoma, Guyton, he's good. I like him. See, when Tyler Smith said that, and the Cowboys are not going to let you know anyway because, there's just gamesmanship. You won't know nothing because Tyler Smith not going to play in the preseason either. Matter of fact, the starters, we've gotten to that mode that the starters don't play preseason, so they're going to have that, hush-hush. Unless for those of us that go to training camp, we'll be able to see where Tyler Smith lines up in training camp. You'll get a good idea there. And, it'll be out then kind of, in his own way. But I think that Tyler Smith, be honest with you, kind of directs the NFL draft. As far as the first round goes, I really do believe that. I don't know if the Cowboys are all in on Brock Hoffman, though. I know what I keep hearing, and I know everybody likes Brock. Everybody likes him, and he played well last year. He did. If you look at the film on Brock Hoffman played extremely well. It was no down moment. There was no down moment when he entered the game. Matter of fact, he moving people off the ball. I like Brock Hoffman. I do. I'm not sure about if the Cowboys are all in on him. And if you're not all in on him, you go ahead and draft that kid from Oregon. I love that kid. I love him. He's gonna be a Pro Bowl center. He's gonna be an all-pro center. And futuristically wise, here's the other element. If Dak Prescott is not going to be here, it really make no difference if Dak was, if he's not. But especially if he's not. Doesn't it make sense to us, or at least doesn't it make sense for the Cowboys to go in and get this offensive line as best as it could be? Doesn't that make sense? Whoever the quarterback going to be. If it's Trey Lance, if it's somebody else 2 years from now, whoever the quarterback is, doesn't it make sense to go ahead and solidify this offensive line as best as you can. I know they're gonna make the pick for offensive lineman. At least I think that's obvious. But depending on who's there, doesn't it make sense to go ahead and make this thing legit for the next minimum 8 to 10 years? Now Zach Martin will leave by then. You have to find another guard, and I'm quite sure it won't be that hard to find a guard. May not be on Zach Martin level, but there'll be plenty of kids coming out to college. I know that we ain't gonna sign nobody in free agency, but there'll be plenty of guys come out of college, guards, real good guards that'll come out. You can do that. But we need to solidify the offensive line, if you ask me, and make it as strong as it can be. If you get Tyler Smith and you get whether it's another left tackle or a center, you're talking about kids that's in their lower 20s, including Tyler Smith, including TJ Bass. Lower 20s. All right? 21, 22 years old. You figure these guys will be able to grow together. So you really want to hit the home run on that. And I feel like that depending on who that left tackle is now, depending on who it is, you can go ahead and really solidify that spot. If you get that center, I'm telling you right now, look out. That's excellent drafting for the Cowboys. So I really believe, again, Tyler Smith, with that statement he made, I really believe that if they decide to keep him at guard, then it's obvious to me that left tackle needs to be addressed, and we don't need to be addressing it in the third and fifth round. No. We already got Hussein Richards. I don't think nobody. There's a few people think he can get the job done, but I don't think that's where we're going with it. Cheeto, we signed Cheeto and Munga. We already know he's not right. He's not ready, so that's just good depth. We still got Ball. Josh Ball is coming back, and Walesko. Those guys are coming back, but those are depth guys. We can't, we got to address it. We got to hit a home run in the first round. And I think the real home run, and I understand we got a left tackle, but the real home run is at center. That kid from Oregon is the truth, y'all. The kid from Oregon is special. I'm calling it right now. He's special. I love him. I really think, look, that ought to be the pick. I'm just going to go and put it out there. And then if push comes to shove, you go ahead and move Tyler Smith out to tackle. Bring TJ Bass in the guard. And we ready to play football. You give me that kid from Oregon at center. You give me TJ Bass at guard, left guard. You give me Tyler Smith at left tackle. You give me Zach Martin at right tackle, and give me Terrence Steele at right tackle, and Zach Martin at right guard. We ready to play football. We ready to play. We are ready to play right then and there. Long as you give me that kid from Oregon, I'll go ahead and say, okay, Tyler, this is really what we drafted you for. He'll move out. If it's for that kid, I will have to have a talk with Tyler Smith. But if he's not the pick, then you just go ahead and give me a left tackle. And he better be ready to play day one, because that's why you draft him. He better be ready to play day one. So you got to hit the home run. So I named a couple of them, but I know you guys have studied left tackles. Somebody throw me the names in. I think I know them, but maybe you got them. I see you, Al. I ain't got to that part yet. I'm coming. Today's show will kind of be based off of third, probably first and third round. First through the third round. I'm not going all the way to seventh round. That's what I'm talking about today. Probably first through the third round. Give me the names, y'all. Left tackle. if that's the way you want to go. And see, when I see the name, I'll go ahead and say, well, see, I need some concrete. I don't need no wondering and all that because they whoever gets drafted, they gonna play. I'm talking about starting off. I'm talking about possible day one start. They got to play. So they got to be ready to go. Like they had to have shown me signs that they're ready to go coming out of college. Morgan is good, Steve. I like him. Yes, I like him. He's mean. I like him. The only thing with him is I have to really see him against some real speed threats. Shane says, would I trade up to get the center from Oregon? No. Because remember, well, I wouldn't because they're gonna have to give up something, and you know how much Cowboys value picks. So they're not giving up anymore. They're already missing the fourth round as it is. I wouldn't give that up. They don't want to. I wouldn't do that. They value their picks too much. We know that. So they're not giving it up. But I wouldn't trade it up to get them. Kid Cowboys coming in, of course, talking about quarterback first round. What quarterback though, kid? Because see, the quarterbacks that you probably thinking, you're going to have to give up the whole house to get a move up that far. From 24 to probably in the top 5. You got to give up the whole world. So you know that's unrealistic. And I know you ain't talking about Bo Nix or Pettis from Washington. I mean, Pettis from Washington in the first round. They don't even have first round grade, even though they're real good players. Penix, I'm sorry. He don't even have a first round grade. So I wouldn't move up just to go, just sacrifice, go get him. You might want to move up maybe in the second round if that's your guy, but not first round. No way. Now, if you're talking about kid Cowboy, if you're talking about the heavy hitters at quarterback in the first round, this is incredibly unrealistic. Cowboys not fit to give up the whole world for some guys that aren't, when you say J.J. McCarthy, even though that's my quarterback from Michigan, you ain't just saying like he ain't worth that now. 2 first rounds and all that. No. What quarterback is really worth that? I don't even believe Caleb Williams is worth that. I don't think the Heisman Trophy winner Daniels from LSU is worth that. I mean, I don't see no quarterback worth not that. No. So, exactly, Steve. And there are guys that's there, but I was coming from, and you're right, they're there. But I was coming from the standpoint of let's just go ahead and swing for the fences immediately. That's what I'm coming with. Why you got the opportunity, why whether you're in a rebuild or whatever you want to call it, you got a good shot at go ahead and hit a home run with your first pick for the first round. So I'm good with left tackle or center again. I just need them to go ahead and hit the home run, which they usually do because they do well in the draft when it comes to that. So, again, I really feel like the kid from Oregon would be there. Now, yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly, Jason. Now, here's the meanness from my take from left tackles. I don't want to mispronounce his name, Fortuna. I believe that's it. He is the meanest left tackle in the draft. When I say mean, I'm talking about nasty. I'm talking about I will hit you in your mouth, open up your mouth, and then try to hit you in your tonsils. That type of dude. Yeah. That's it. That's what I want on the line. Somebody that's flat out nasty. That kid right there. Listen, let me go ahead. I just add to it. Thank you, Jason. I told you once y'all put it in, I'll be able to tell you. If you draft this kid here, Troy Fortuna, I would immediately say, let's go play football. That's the theme of this. That's the thing. I will go say, if you draft him, and I know that would be my left tackle, and I know I got Tyler Smith at guard, and whether it's Brock, and you give me Brock Hoffman, I don't care. Brock Hoffman played well. And Zach Martin and then Terrence Steele. If that's what you telling me I'm ready to go with, I'm going to say, blow the whistle. Let's go play football right now. Because that dude right there that you see on that screen there, Troy, let me tell you something. The meanest left tackle in the draft. Mean. With skill. Nasty attitude. I agree 1,000%, Jason. I love exactly, Troy. You see, everybody see, I can tell y'all been doing the same thing I've been doing. See, for those that don't know, just look at the chat. The meanest guy flat out is just a vicious type dude. I can't, not to the point where you're gonna get you a lot of penalty. He just is a nasty, big guy that will flat out run over you. That's him. He and the kid from Oregon, the center. I'm happy. Either one. I want the center though. That's what I want. But if you told me it's Troy, I'm just as happy. I'm good with it. I ain't got no problem. I'm happy. I'm good. You give me one of those two, the center from Washington, or this kid here, Troy. Let me tell you something. We ready to go play football. Great, this kid here, great at the run, great at pass blocking, great at run blocking. Just great. I can deal with that all day long. I'll take it. All right. So I believe that Tyler Smith, depending on where they will eventually go, will kind of the pick will kind of tell you where Tyler Smith is going to be at. You see what I'm saying? If they draft a left tackle, Tyler Smith staying at guard. If they draft a center, it's still wide open then. But if they draft a left tackle, Tyler Smith will be playing at guard this year. Or at least starting off that way. That's why I say Tyler Smith to me kind of holds a very key clue in how they will draft. That's what I believe. So pay attention to that first round pick, obviously. That'll kind of tell you where Tyler Smith will be. It also tell you who our starting left tackle would be, because certainly you wouldn't draft him to ride the bench. He will start, whoever he is coming in. Now, second round. Let's go quickly, because I done talked way too long about the first round. Second round. This is where it gets interesting. I will say again, I'm not drafting a running back in the second round. Which leads me to this. Do we go with wide receiver, depending on who that is, of course, or do we go linebacker? And Al Logan is over there typing, and I swear, he is like he's in my notes over here. So I just gonna skip over and just get to it. If Keon Coleman, wide receiver from Florida State, is there at number 56, we may have to have a strong debate in the war room, because the idea of having him on the opposite side of CeeDee Lamb is scary. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate Brandon Cooks. We still have a place for him. He still will be a contributor. But if you got a Keon Coleman over there, whether that's with Dak Prescott this year and maybe next year, future, whatever, or if it's Trey Lance that you will have back there, you need to load up the weapons. If you made a decision that you don't want Dak and you're gonna let Dak walk, you better load up the weapons for Trey Lance. You better load it up. This is what you do. You go give me Keon Coleman. If he's there. If he's there, that's a great pick. There's other people there. Now, there's nothing wrong, again, with going at linebacker as well. This is where it gets slightly tricky. I've done a couple of Leggett is incredible too, Steve. You're right. Leggett is awesome too. Difference makers. Home run hitters. Dogs. DAWGS. Dogs. That's what you got there. Well, Chris, I agree, Chris. I thought they would extend them anyway, whatever the case may be. But if let's just say you're right, load it up. This is how you load it up. Go get me Keon Coleman. We didn't go get the weapons that he needs. There's some weapons in this draft, serious weapons. If he's there, I'm having a talk. Linebacker, the only I ain't gonna say the only. I like Cooper. Cooper from Texas A&M, dog. And then I love Peyton from North Carolina State. Peyton Willis, not Willis. Peyton, Jesus, my brain just left. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Kid from North Carolina, Peyton Wilson. I'm sorry. He is the real deal. The only thing about him is that his past has a lot of injuries, a lot of surgeries. He's already had. He didn't have an injury last year. He played every game, and he jumps off the tape. He is a legitimate playmaker at linebacker, although he's had so many injuries, you couldn't never tell. He's still fast. He gets from sideline to sideline, and he is fast for a guy who's had the multiple injuries that he has had. There's film on him going from one side, him going all the way to the other side and making the play. I ain't talking about 10 yards down the field. I'm talking about a 2-yard, 3-yard gain. This dude is Sean Lee. If you want a comparison, he's a Luke Kuechly type guy. He's a Brian Urlacher type guy. That's how good he is. I said that. He is a Brian Urlacher, Luke Kuechly, Sean Lee type of linebacker. Which means, translation, he's good. That's what I'm saying. And since of course we're in the business of looking for linebacker, that'll solve a lot of problems immediately. Day one starter. He would be a day one starter. I don't care who we got back there. I don't care. I know we're excited about Overshown coming back. Mike Zimmer's there, a 4-3 type guy. The jury is still out on where they're going to put Parsons. Don't know if he's going to play linebacker a lot. He'll still get down on the line. But would he really play linebacker a whole lot more? We still got Clark there. But if you draft Wilson is starting. I don't know who spot he taking, but he's a middle linebacker. He needs that. Now there's another one that's later on down the road, and Mr. Logan. He's in my notes, but the only thing about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. that Al brings in, he's an excellent football player. Had always around the football, makes up plenty of plays. The only thing about with him is that he's small. That's the only thing. That's his only knock. He's a little smaller. He got pit bull dog in him, which makes up for the lack of his weight from the linebacker. He's a dog. His daddy was a dog. It's in him. I can work with him. I wouldn't mind seeing him there. But you can get him later in the draft. I like Wallace too, Steve. Steve, you're in my notes, Doc. Wallace is the truth. I love him. He's a dog. See, all these guys I'm talking about are dogs. All of them. That's what we need on the team. More dogs. We let a lot of them go. We lost Darnes Armstrong. We let Fowler go. You know what I'm saying? We lost some real good players. We need the dogs. Hankins is gone, even though I ain't talking about linebacker. I'm just saying the dog personalities left. A lot of them left. We need to replace them with those type of dudes. These guys I'm talking about, Wilson, Wallace, these guys, Trotter, these guys, they bring attitude. They will hit you violently. That's what I want. But here's my question. Everybody, come on. Well, first of all, let's do this. All right. However many people we got in here, I need everybody in here to hit that like button for me. If you're on Twitter, hit that. Just press your screen. You'll see a blue heart. Smash it. Everybody, if you're on YouTube, hit that heart button for me. Facebook, you hit that like button or heart button, whichever one you want to do. Everybody smash at least 20 times. Everybody, just smash it. At least 20 times. It ain't going to take long. Just smash it for me. You help your boy out. It helps the algorithm out. It puts me in more faces. Facebook recommends the show to people that, are Cowboy fans or NFL fans or whatever. That's all that does. You can help your boy out on that. Just hit that. Everybody do it at least 20 times. Just my thumb moving right now. I just did it 15. So it's going to take just a couple seconds. Help your boy out if you don't mind. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. I need everybody to type this in real quick, and I'll get to the third round. Man, I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you for hitting it 50 times. Man, I appreciate you. Wide receiver with the second round pick or linebacker? Which one? Ready, go. Type it in for me. Which one y'all go with? Now keep in mind, we almost ready to play football right now, just with the linebackers we have. The only question mark is, would you move Parsons to linebacker? That's the only thing. Okay, I see it. Chris says linebacker. Steve says linebacker. Joe says receiver. Mr. Logan says wide receiver. So we split. I need everybody else to comment real quick. If you're on Twitter, let me hear from you. And I can see I got about 8 people on Twitter. If you're on Instagram, type it in yourself. Type it in. If you're on Instagram, type it in. I think y'all can talk. I mean, I see it. Is it wide receiver or linebacker in the second round? Let me know. All right. What I got here? I got Chris says linebacker twice. On both of them, you want Wallace. There's nothing wrong with loading up on defense. I mean, if your offense gonna struggle, you better have a great defense. If you're talking about trying to win or, trying to stay legitimately, relevant. I don't have no problem with it. I doubt we're able to get that. Well, you can. Now, keep in mind, I'm just going off. Teams are going to move. Who knows? The Cowboys might have some up their sleeve. I bet you they want to get that fourth round pick back. We don't have anybody from the fourth round. I would bet that the Cowboys, they got 2 seventh round picks. I would bet that one of those picks in the seventh round is going to be involved in a trade package, some kind of way to get the Cowboys back into the fourth round. I really believe it. That part, I really do believe. That's too much of a gap between the third round and the fifth round. That's a lot of picks gone. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys trade away that one of the 7th round picks and something else maybe just to get back. Yeah, you're right. You can trade back and draft a little bit later in the third round or second round and get a fourth round pick. You're right, Steve. I really believe that they are going. I believe they got plans to get back into the fourth round. It's just too much of a gap. Some good football players going to be picked between the third, where they pick in the third and then the fifth round. A lot of good football players. So I believe they are going to get into that. All right, mostly everybody is saying it's really split, y'all. Linebacker and wide receiver. I really believe it's depending on who that wide receiver is. That would determine that. I just said Coleman because he's special. I could see him causing major damage in a Cowboy uniform. It would essentially possibly give us 2 number ones. He's got number 1 capability. Coleman does, from Florida State, the wide receiver, Kenyon Coleman. He has number 1 type traits. And the way that it's going, if you remember at the end when we were hype about free agency, I was saying that the Cowboys need to copy some teams, copy Philadelphia from a wide receiver standpoint. Everybody's going to get at least got 2 number 1s as their wide receivers. That's what I think you can do. Yeah, he's incredible, Al. He's incredible. If he's there, I ain't turning in my card so quickly. I got to have a conversation if I'm in that war room. Like, look, this guy here, we can stay at scoring 30 points a game if we get this guy. We will CD over there and then get him, and then of course you got Ferguson as your tight end in the middle. I mean, good Lord, you. Jason said Harrison Jr. would be my pick. Yeah, but we know he ain't gonna be there, and we ain't moving that far up to go get him. So, yeah, he would be everybody's pick if he was available, but he'll be picked in the top 10, obviously. So, it just depends on who's there. Joe says he would trade our 24th pick with Buffalo for their 28th pick and their 4th round pick. Yeah, that's a legitimate one. I think you can do it. I think you can do that. But here's the only thing, though, Joe. I don't think that my center that I love so much is going to be there at 28 if you did that. See, that's the question. Is your guy that you really had your eyes on the first round, is he going to be there then? Or will you draft just the best player available at the time? Or would you even trade back even further, gain more capital? Rice Jr. is good. He's good too. He's good. But is he worth a 2nd round pick though? He's good. And I believe I can make an argument and say that he is good enough for a 2nd round pick. I can make an argument saying it. Like, at the same time, I guess I can make an argument saying that he's not. Personally, though, I think he's worth it. He's good. He ain't Kenyon Coleman, though. He ain't that guy. Rice is good, though. Rice is good. He ain't his daddy. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? He good, though. He ain't Kenyon Coleman. Coleman is incredible. Ain't no question about that. All right. I'm done with that. Let me get to my final thing, and then I'm going to take just a couple calls. Third round. I believe this is where the running back come into play. At least I believe it should. Yeah. Every mock draft that I've had done, Trey Benson from Florida State has been there. And if you've seen the film on Trey Benson, you already know he is legit. He can come in day one and immediately contribute. He could come in day one and be your starting running back. That's how good he is. Big enough guy, runs with power, super flexible, and then he's the truth. Another one is what Joe just said, and that's Mr. Brooks from Texas. All right. The only thing about Mr. Brooks is this, and I think everybody know it. And let me preface that by saying he's the kind of guy that the Cowboys would draft because they love drafting and taking chances on guys who've been injured. Cowboys love that because they think that the draft value is going to go down. But Brooks is just coming off of ACL. Now, recent history shows that unless, you just Adrian Peterson that year from years back where he came back and almost ran for 2,000 yards, but that is just one rare type dude. Listen, man is playing the running back position coming off of ACL. We just saw how bad Michael Gallup looked. We saw Terrence Steele struggle coming off of ACL himself. The running back position ain't a good position for a person that's trying to come back. I'm just saying. So I don't. Brooks is good though. When you can see it. He's good. But the thing about Brooks is, and I guess everybody kind of need to remember that the guy who did his surgery is the Dallas Cowboys doctor. So the Cowboys already know his medicals. The Cowboys already know what the doctors have said about the future. Can he come back? Can he be the same as he once was? Et cetera, et cetera. They got inside information. The doctor works at the Star. That's who. Hey. So it's kind of, since we all know how the Cowboys operate, we kind of know, let's say you can kind of be safe in saying that the Cowboys are interested in Mr. Brooks. How about that? Exactly. So right there, you see what I'm talking about. They are the Cowboys doctor is the one that did the surgery. He did the surgery. So he already knows the limitations. He knows where he can be or where he will be eventually. He already knows. He's already got all the diagnosis, and you can rest assured that the Dallas Cowboys already know about Jonathan Brooks. Steve Jones, man, I love the way you think. I love the way you think. This would answer all our problems right here. That right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Notice he ain't say go get Ezekiel Elliott. That wouldn't solve the problem. That'll just make the Cowboy fans, another feel good story. Ezekiel Elliott is back. Yeah, but we already know what that movie looked like. We already seen that the last couple of years. That ain't what we need. Dalvin Cook got fresh legs. Dalvin Cook is still fast. Dalvin Cook still runs the ball extremely well. He got fresh legs because the Jets didn't let him play last year at all. He wasn't hurt. He just wouldn't get the ball. He wasn't playing. He got fresh legs. Essentially got a whole year off. And he's still in his, I think he's 20, 29. If I'm not mistaken, might be 30. Oh, he still can play. He's a threat. You give Dak Prescott, Dalvin Cook, and then what Steve just said, get Brooks there in the third. If you want to go that route, that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. I just need a legit threat from the running back position, whether that's a rookie, whether that's a free agency. I don't care. What we have right now, I don't think we really have it. I love Rico, but Rico stay hurt too much for me. I love Rico. Love the way he runs. We just know he can't stay healthy. I would love that. Let me ask y'all this. Because my boy ain't getting really the respect that he deserves. And I don't know why, but the production cannot be denied. And I guess the argument would be, well, he's taking too many hits already early. And that is Blake Corum. I don't know what TV y'all been watching, but Corum is the truth. And I ain't saying because I'm a Michigan fan. I'm just saying it's obvious. Blake Corum ain't no joke. I'm just saying. And I understand I would pick Benson before Blake. I might, if Brooks was healthy, I might pick Brooks, but I don't know about right now at this moment. I love Blake Corum more than I like Brooks because Brooks just coming off that injury. That's kind of rolling the dice for real. I don't know why everybody don't talk about Corum. Corum is it. Dog. Tough yards. Enough speed to break away. Great vision. Catch the ball out the backfield. Great blocker on pass protection. I mean, he's everything. Blake Corum can do it. I don't know why nobody ain't giving him the credit he's supposed to get now. Corum is the truth. The only knock against him is that at Michigan for the last 3 years at least, he's a very physical running back and he don't shy away from contact. And I really believe that, he's taking some shots and, the running back life is already, shortened anyway. But when you get a guy who's physical like Corum is, then, how long is he going to be good? I get that argument. But it doesn't negate the fact that the kid is not productive. He's extremely productive. I really believe that. I believe third round is where we'll get our running back. And we got a chance to get a real good running back right there. Without a doubt. And there's some good ones later on that are legit too. That's some real good ones later on in the draft. I'm talking about way down in the 5th, 6th grade, and all that. Yeah. Well, we stay in Michigan. The Cowboys love Michigan players. So when they went up there, okay, Al says Gore Jr. Gore is the truth. Gore is the truth. Hard, dog, physical. I wouldn't be mad about having Gore Jr. there. But the Cowboys that went to Michigan, yeah, Steve. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And he would be productive. Steve saying Blake will at least play through the contract. I like it. Shane brings up another great point. I'm just sticking with the draft, but as we know, the Dallas Cowboys love the USFL or the UFL now. We always gonna get somebody from there. And he's right. You got Cavante Turpin, the MVP of the USFL, came right in from kickoff return for us, straight from the USFL. It was a Pro Bowler his rookie year, returning kickoffs. Then you got our kicker from last year, who was a first team All Pro, best recognized as the best kicker in the game last year, came straight off the USFL field. When we was all saying, who in the world is that? We found out quick. He's the best kicker in the game last year. So Cowboys have a little pipeline from the USFL or the UFL now, what it's called, straight back on the field. So it's there. First round, offensive lineman. Second round, depending on who the wide receiver is there. You draft, in my view, linebacker. Third round, what I say is, let's go ahead and get the running back. And if you do that, depending on who that running back is, I'll say again, let's go play football. Because the draft is where they will improve. It's not going to be in free agency. The free agencies that will be picked up in the next month or so, or the month and a half, 2 months, they will strictly be for depth. Won't be for real impact. Of course, you're gonna have somebody shine like a diamond, but that really wasn't the Cowboys' intent. They really are gonna do a lot of shopping once the draft is over with. So again, my view, offensive lineman starting off, running back, wide linebacker, depending, of course, on the wide receiver. If there's certain wide receivers there, Mr. Coleman, Keon Coleman, then we had to talk. If I'm in that war room, I had to plead my case for going after Keon Coleman. Third, running back. I just said I was going to do the first 3 rounds. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and open up the lines now. I got about 30 minutes. Yeah, about 30 minutes. It's right there on the ticker for you. If you want to call in, you can right now. 901. You'll see it there on the ticker. There it is. 654-6853. 901. 654-6853. You can call in right now and make your voice be known. Make your voice be known. Okay. I told you about the draft earlier. Let me say this real quick. Well, let me do this real quick before you call in. Before you call in, or if you call in, let me do this real quick. Um, I talked to you earlier about the NGBN network. Most of you, if this your first time watching me, I'm a part of it. Real quick, somebody calling in, whoever that is, I'll call right back. I promise you. Let me get through this real quick first. Want to tell you about the NGBN TV network, network that I'm on, just trying to save lives. Leading man network, streaming network for men between the ages of 40 and 60. Our total focus is trying to help stop suicide prevention. That's really what it's all about. And in the process, there are about 54 shows, not necessarily sports shows. It's everywhere. I have another show on the network, Seeking Clear Thoughts, where my other side comes out of me. Most of you know I'm an assistant pastor here in Memphis. So I'm trying to drop encouragement and motivation, and through the word of God, of course, trying to do that. MGBN network, we have motivation stations, we have fitness stations, we have everything there for you. You have to download it. You can download it on your Android. It's right there in the top corner there. That's the signal, ngbn.tv. You can download it there. If you're on Roku, we're there now. Let me go ahead and answer and keep this person on hold.
Call from
Freight Train.
Okay.
To accept, press 1. To send a
Hold on, Freight Train. Hold on just a second, brother. Hold on.
Okay.
Got Freight Train on in. I'm going to get to him, but let me play this commercial, just give you more information about the NGBN network, and then we'll come back and Freight Train will drop it hot on us. Here we go.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. And the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers were on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Listen, I don't even know if y'all saw that. I couldn't see it on my end, but that was the video. It should have been a video there, but if you didn't see it, trust me, just download the ngbn.tv to your phone. If you have an Android, you can download it to your computer. You can download this app to your smart TVs at home. You can download it there, and I promise you, at least do it for your boy here. Come on, holler at me on that way. But you can still watch me from wherever you're watching me from now. But come on, help your boy out. All right, I got my guy Freight Train in the house. What's up, Freight Train?
Hey, what's going on, man? Good afternoon, buddy. Good afternoon.
Man, what's
You're
up
doing
with
a great job, man.
I'm trying, man.
This is a good, exciting time of the year. And I just need everybody just take a step back and relax. Because, see, we already know that Dollar General Jones, where he shops now. You know, we're not going to Neiman Marcus, nothing like that. You know, we go to other places. And the quickest thing is, I had left in the comments, let's hit the free agent market. It's going to happen right after the draft. That's when they're going to start getting busy, you know.
Yep.
And so the key is, go get your defensive tackles. Go get 2 of them in free agents. Yeah. I mean, that's where I would start. Get them big dogs up front.
Yeah.
And then when the draft hits, man, I want us right off the bat that unless it's somebody that's undeniable at 24, man, let's trade back, like I say, let's get their late third or early 4th round pick. They're going to be there. Somebody's going to want to come up and get one of them wide receivers. Or what, just let it happen. I would love to trade back to 29, 30, 31. You see, once you get to 24 and 25 big time, to me personally, that's a second round.
Yeah.
That's how I treat. That's how I treat it. I treat that as a second rounder.
Yeah.
And if we can pick up somebody, we got 56, we got 87. I would love to slide a 94 in or something like that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Or a 99 in, right, man? And I'm excited because see, then let the draft come to you. Yeah. Whichever move, like you said, whichever move Tyler Smith makes, I'm good with getting the center if you want to get you one early, or get the left tackle. But see, I like Tanner Bortolini. I told people, go back and start doing your homework.
Yeah,
even that's why I've been pushing. I'm a Gamecock fan. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here. We had the worst offensive line in college football. They talk about Colorado. That thing was in Columbia, South Carolina, man. Mm-hmm. Xavier Legette is a flat animal.
Oh,
he reminds me. I swear, I think I'm right. Everybody talking about Debo, this and that. I love Debo. Some of these different guys.
Man,
this guy reminds me. He reminds me of Sterling Daggum Sharp.
Yeah. That's
and my thing is, his game speed is ridiculous. Man, the guy run a 4.39. I don't know what people are talking about. Let me tell you something. He has the fastest game speed in the nation. Yeah. I told people, go back and watch the game.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler didn't even have time.
Yeah.
If they give Spencer Rattler 2.5, 3 seconds, he gonna make you pass. And see, that's my dark horse in the draft also.
Yeah.
You ready? I'm gonna hit you with one big time. You ready?
Go ahead.
So many teams are gonna be passing on Spencer Rattler. Let me tell you something. He is going to be a dog. If he's sitting there in the 5th round, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
We're going to get a 4th rounder. Go ahead and get him. So if you want to move on from Dak, that's your choice. Everybody, all right, Jerry Stevens, that's your choice. Let me tell you something. Spencer Rattler, everybody talking about Caleb Williams. Man, I put in your thing. He's your next Ryan Leaf. Now, you heard it from me, big time. Mm-hmm. The guy, the offensive line, if he don't have a line, if Shedeur Sanders or Spencer Rattler, if they just had an offensive line, they would have been up for a Heisman. Yeah. This dude right here, I'm telling you, everybody, I'm him going number 1, I'm laughing. I am laughing so hard. I'm like, y'all gonna see, you can't handle pressure.
Yep.
And Chicago, I don't know what they was thinking, but great, because that ain't my team.
Yeah. You got that right.
Hey, I'm telling you, I would love for it. I know you got Trey. I know Trey sitting there, this and that. I would love to see Spencer. I would love for us to pull a curveball and take Spencer Rattler. Sitting right there. He's going to be sitting. If he's sitting in the 4th, 5th, 4th, we're going to get a 4th round pick and go get him.
Yeah.
That's my insurance. I'm treating him like you treat Dalvin Cook. That's if, because see, right after the draft or right before, they may want to trade. He may offer, say, you know what, I'm tired of this crap. The fans don't want to respect me. You know what, get me out of here, Dallas. I'm gone. I'm gonna lift my trade clause.
It's incredible. I love the way you think about it.
Yeah. You see, I told people, go back and do your homework. Because see, when we out here, we already know as Dallas fans, there's about 30% of us that are really out here that really know what's going on. And I told people, speak with intelligence when you go out. Because when you put your Dallas stuff man, you know they're coming at you. And I finally got my mom on. She's 80 years old. She has become a Dallas fan. Guess what she asked me big time what she wanted for her birthday? It was on January the 17th.
What was that?
She said, I want a Dallas Cowboy tag on the front of my car. I want to let them know what's going on, son, because I know I started your Dallas story.
I love it.
But man, let me tell you something, big time. We're gonna be fine. Whatever way, if Dak is on our team, build around him. Like with Patrick Mahomes. I told people if Patrick Mahomes was in Dallas, he wouldn't win nothing.
No doubt about it.
See, most people don't realize. Yeah, because see, Troy Aikman had Hall of Famers on both sides on the offense and the defense.
It also helps.
They almost wanted to get.
It also helps that Patrick Mahomes got Andy Reid too.
Let me tell you something. Andy Reid is a hard. I told people when he was at Philadelphia, I was glad to get him up out of it. I told people this guy should be winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I said this guy is a great coach. I wish we had him.
Yeah.
After Jimmy Johnson, I would love for them to have gone and gotten Andy Reid now. So what he's doing out there, he got free reign up there with Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
And he just put it. And the key is, if the Joneses would allow Will McClay to really control the draft, like they allow him to control the undrafted free agency draft, if they allow him to do both, TJ White would have been on our team.
Man,
we missed so many good players.
I'm still hurt all this. Taco Charlie or TJ Watt. Taco Charlie and TJ Watt. Lord Jesus.
Dude, I'm still hurt with the Randy Moss thing, and he wanted to be a Dallas fan. He wanted to come to Dallas, and he made us pay every time. Every time he made us pay, man. But look here, brother. I'm gonna let others get in. I know I'm a little long-winded, but this is the last thing I'm gonna leave you with. I'm in I basically live in Blytheville, South Carolina. That's right outside of Columbia.
Okay.
I'm about 40 miles just from where Debo lives. He grew up in Inman, South Carolina. All this stuff right around here is so many good players.
Yeah. And
the great thing is, I seen Rico up around the Cassidy, South Carolina area. The man ain't been healthy since he has not played a full season since the 10th grade.
Yep.
I'm happy that he was a Gamecock, but I told people you got to put some people with him. Now, if he ever could stay healthy, because the best ability is availability. If he ever could stay healthy, man, the guy shows you sparks, but he can't finish the season. That's why I was saying, if we could get Dalvin Cook, man, let me tell you something. I'm sitting back chilling.
Yeah.
So whatever running back you take, we good. And if it happens to be Brooks, then you almost treat him like a red shirt. Let him sit down. Let him get fully healthy. But I'm gonna let you go, man. But thank you so much, and you keep grinding, man. And, hey, I love it because you sit there and you talk with intelligence, and you let people know what's going on. Because see, we're not looking through this stuff through cowboy glasses.
No.
See, I was a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan since 1977. I was there before Jerry bought the team. I was in basic training when he bought the team in 88, 89.
Man, you
See,
started
I'm a Dallas fan when they gone, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Long time, man.
Long time.
Yeah, but have a good one. I'm saying, but have a good one, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in, man. All right. That was the one and only. The freight train was in the building. The freight train done took back off now. He coming back. Now, I appreciate you. Phone line is open. Still got a little time. 901-654-6853. Call in. Let me know how you think. Am I making sense? Am I making sense with my draft analysis? Am I making sense? That's kind of what I want to know. If not, you can go ahead and tell me what you think ought to happen. I don't think there's no wrong answers, to be honest with you, unless you're talking about moving all the way up to go get a quarterback. I think I saw that earlier in the chat. That would be wrong. I think that I just think I know the Cowboys well enough and to watch them draft. I just automatically know that the first round pick is going to be an offensive lineman. I just know that. After that, the way that we figured that second round, and I'm just going with the 3 rounds today. I just think that the second round he's going to be linebacker, or depending on who's there as a wide receiver in the second round. Just all depends on who's there. And then I think third round, I think that's where we'll get our running back from. I believe that. Even though I like Trey Benson, I really think it's going to be Jonathan Brooks from Texas. And just in case you didn't know, as I said earlier, the man that did his surgery off his ACL was the Dallas Cowboys doctor. The one that did his surgery is the Cowboys doctor. So that automatically lets you know that the doctor is on the payroll of the Cowboys, and so he has inside information on Jonathan Brooks' knee, the health of his knee. Is there issues? Is he ready to go? Is he, is he gonna need more time rehabbing? And it's not like the Cowboys won't pick nobody up like that. They did picked up Jalen Smith. They picked up Michael Gallup coming off of ACL. They gave Terrence Steele money even after he got hurt from an ACL. So the Cowboys have a history of paying or drafting players that are hurt. That's why I think the kid from North Carolina, Wilson, the linebacker, is a prime candidate for Cowboys as well. We gave all the money in the world to LVE. No, he wasn't never right. So, they don't have no problem with, giving money or drafting people that have a history of hurt. We got enough tight ends, Jason. I agree with you on that. We got enough tight ends. There's going to be one that's going to enter in the picture, and that was Stevens. Most of us fell in love with John Stevens last year during the preseason, even to the point where we were wondering why he wasn't going to play. And, of course, obviously the reason why that happened is because he got hurt. And he tore his knee up as well. He missed the entire year. When he's back this year, he was turning into a nice little weapon during the preseason. Really couldn't be guarded. So he'll be back as well to go on top of Ferguson and Schoonmaker and Hendershot. The tight end room is legit. I agree with you. Don't need to be wasting getting another tight end. We already got 4 of them as it is. So we don't need it. I agree. That would be a dumb draft move. No question. All right. Anybody else? If you're not gonna call in, keep the chat going. I got to be off here by 1:57. I got to be off by 57 minutes to the hour. Said I believe we really have a good receiver in Jalen Brooks on the practice squad. Yeah, but the guys in the draft are better than Jalen Brooks already. Some of those guys are. Excuse me. Then you have to wonder, if he's that good, why can't he get on the field? Why does he stay on the practice squad? As of now, what they're saying is that he's not better than Michael Gallup. They're saying that obviously that he's not better than Tolbert. And so you already got 2 receivers. What is he? That makes him 5th string already? So there's a reason why he hadn't, jumped up there, whether it's because they pay him money, pay all these other guys money, and people that get paid have to play, and so they make Gallup have to play. Mason throws up a name who's tremendous. Rome, I don't want to mispronounce his name, the LSU wide receiver. He's good. He's very good. He could be a possible difference maker. It's just that he just doesn't get the credit because his teammate gets all the credit. Brian Thomas, he gets all the credit. LSU keep receivers though, and every one of them are legit. Going all the way back to Beckham and Chase. This kid here, Thomas, is good. This kid Rome is good as well. LSU keep receivers. Yeah. See, also the fact that the Cowboys are loyal. That's what Joe was saying. He said because we had to give Gallup and Tolbert a shot. That's loyalty. And and that's one problem the Cowboys to me have always had. Look, put the best players on the field. get who you paid. If the player behind them is better, put them on the field. That's a problem that the Cowboys have always had. Whoever get paid, they must play. We don't care who behind them. We don't care. They must play, and that's not right. Best players to be on the field, regardless of salary, regardless of seniority, or at least how long you ever been on the team. It makes no sense. That's the way I look at it. So it's gonna be interesting, y'all. Again, for all of those, I never have done a watch party. Came up with at least the thought of maybe the network, NGBN.TV network, should do a watch party for the NFL draft, and that's at least just for the first round. So that'll start at 6 o'clock, and we'll go all the way till the 32nd team pick. So we're gonna be on for a while. That's gonna be about. I'm not expecting nobody to sit in front of no computer for 4 hours and all that kind of stuff. And most of you will just be getting off work and all that. I'm not saying that. But if you don't mind, just pop in on you, boy. Especially if you really want a cue. Just come in once we get to about 20 or 21. Don't find me wherever you're watching me from. Come on and come hang with me until we make our pick and all that type of stuff. So I'll be on when it first starts because I'm gonna be surrounded by guys who just love football and know about all the teams. So it's gonna be a while. I'll be on when the Cowboys, get close. I mean, I'll be on anyway, but I think we're gonna divide it into 2.5 hour segments, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be on the latter part for sure. That's what the Cowboys are. So I'll be on then. Come hang with you, boy. Come hang with me on draft night. We're gonna have some fun. You get to see all the reactions and all that type of stuff, and then you get to meet some of the other people of NGBN, where we will, for the first time, did the Super Bowl last year in Vegas. Now we're gonna do the NFL draft, so you'll be meeting guys from all over the country. Get a chance for them to see them, hear their voice. They'll tell you about their shows. You already know about mine. It is what it is. Hey, JD. Yeah. Joe lives in Italy. He's my international guy. He's always been with me. Joe lives in Italy. He said that he had to wait until 5 in the morning over there before Dallas picks. Well, it's just with Joe, if you sleep, trust me, you'll know. I'm quite sure you'll be able to look it up on your phone and you'll be able to catch it up. But if not, come on, hang with me. You know how to. You get the notification, so you know. Come on, hang with your boy if you're up. If you're up, come on, hang with me. JD, what's going on? JD, you come in saying what we already said at the beginning of the show. Said we got to go in the trenches on the old line first round. If we're trying to stay competitive offensively, we need dogs with some new blood on that line. Didn't I say all that earlier, y'all? These are my brothers coming in now who, once you keep hanging around people for a while, you start to sound like them. JD sounds exactly like I did. That was one of my first statements earlier. Right? But come hang with your boy for the draft. I'll be a part of the NGBN TV network NFL draft coverage for that night. Just the first round. At least that's what we're going with. Should be fun. Really should be fun. I'll be in rare form, as I said before. I will be in rare form on that night. Because either I'm going to be very irritated by the Cowboys again, or be ticked off. Yeah, man. Steve, do you, Steve Jones, sir, do I know you? Is this your first time hanging with me? I don't know if this is your first time or at least you just ain't been here in a while. But if you're a first time watcher, welcome to the big time show. I'm very subdued today. Usually I be acting a fool and all that type of stuff, but you got to go back just a couple shows. This is really my first show talking about the draft because I'm a firm believer that drafting is good. It's the lifeline of your team. But when you're getting good players and putting them on a shaky foundation, and that's because of the offseason of the Cowboys, the draft did not excite me this year. It did not. It just don't. And it still don't. But since this is the way that the Cowboys are going to build, then you know, I can't get too excited about it. JD says we trade back at times in the draft. Oh, that's Freight Train. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Freight Train. That's the same guy. Appreciate you, Freight. I didn't know your name, but now I got you. Steve Jones and Freight Train are one. Clark Kent, Superman. Bruce Wayne, Batman. Same person. JD said if we trade back at times in the draft, I wouldn't mind double dipping and running back guys like Frank Gore Jr. or Dylan Johnson after we get out back early in the draft. I know they want Jonathan Brooks. Running backs like Jalen Wright, who I did like a lot. I know Bucky Irvin, Trey Benson, and a few others also look nice. But we need to get more physical on the ground to get them receivers more opportunity. JD, you already done just recapping what I done said earlier, or at least to that degree. I will say about Jonathan Brooks, I really believe that's going to be the pick at running back. The Cowboys doctor is the guy that did the surgery on Jonathan Brooks. So they have all the inside information. They know exactly what he's all about. They know the health of his knee. No, JD, you just getting there. So no, your contribution always needed. No, you ain't never got to apologize. I just think that they know the health of his knee better than more people do. And I believe Cowboys already decided, at least in their mind, on whether he's worth a pick or not. I believe it is, considering the history of how the Cowboys always pick up guys who are injured or whatever else the case may be. I believe that. Hold on just a second, y'all. Give me about 2 seconds. A little bit more than 2 seconds, but we good. Man, I appreciate that, Joe. I appreciate that. Listen, on Monday night, I'll be with you guys on Monday night, 7 p.m. Central. I have a special guest, Amp of Amp Sports will be with me on Monday night at 7 o'clock. Come on back. I got my brother going to be with me. We're going to go ahead and get loose on y'all. It's going to be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I got to get out of here. Got to be off by 57. Headed toward the hour. For the next guy, I believe it's Sports Arena. Yeah, I see you. I got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. See you Monday night, 7 p.m. That's Central Time. See you on Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time for the one and the only. This has been the one and the only. The big time show. Appreciate y'all again. Appreciate you again. Thank you. Got about 15 seconds left before I have to get off for real. Monday night, 7 p.m. Come on back. Me and Amp Sports will be in the building. Until then, I'm out. Appreciate y'all.